Time to splash some cash. Hi everybody, welcome to Talk and Chalk. I'm Beck. I'm an assistant principal in Southwest Sydney. This is my YouTube channel where I just share tips and ideas, resources, all free, no spam, just because sharing is caring. If you haven't subscribed yet, buttons down below, it's the red one, and I am ticking down the numbers to 10,000 subscribers. Oh my gosh, would never have imagined it would get this big. So thank you to all my supporters, all my regulars, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. All my links and everything are below if you want to follow me on Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook or Twitter. I generally share resources across the board just because, you know, sometimes it's good to see what other people are doing. It's not all my stuff. Sometimes if I find something good, I just want to share it with you guys, so I don't take credit. If I say something is mine, I will let you know, and, you know, I don't charge any money for it because, you know, as teachers, it's just good to share what we do. That's how we improve our practices. So today we're talking about fundraisers. Now, I put up a shout out on my social media to see what your favorite forms of fundraising is, just so I could share it in the video. And today I'm going to focus specifically on fundraising for your school. So I got lots and lots of ideas for external fundraisers, like if you're fundraising for a particular charity, you know, Stuart House, Jeans for Jeans Day, Red Nose Day, all those sorts of things. But to keep it sort of specific and refined for this video, I'm just going to focus on school fundraisers, and I will note down in my diary to try and do external ideas later on. I think it's highly valuable that our students do both. I think it's important that, you know, they focus on working towards things for their own school and their own environment if they need to, and then also thinking of others. I think that's very, very important. And it's always really good to get your SRC involved in the external one so they can make those connections as well. But today I'm focusing on school stuff. Now, I had someone make the comment on my Twitter that they don't do fundraisers at all. They think it's abysmal that we need to, that parents shouldn't have to put in that money, that our governments should be funding it. And I absolutely agree. I think school is one of the priorities, you know, school, healthcare, those things are our main priorities that our government should be funding for. But in the meantime, I don't want my kids to miss out on things. So I'm going to fundraise, and it's fun sometimes, the activities that you get into. It doesn't need to be onerous. It doesn't need to be exhaustive like a whole school fete. That can be huge and take 2 years to organize. I'm talking about simple, easy things to do that are cost effective, that, you know, won't create a headache for you when you're doing these things. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've actually done in the different schools that I've been in, and then I'm going to share some of the ideas that people added into my social media. Excuse me, sorry. I've been a bit crook, which is why my voice is lovely at the moment. So getting into it, the best thing that I did this year, now keeping in mind, I supervise stage 3. So we have lots of events throughout the year, and not all of our kids can afford these things, you know, farewells and camp and shirts and all those sorts of things. So there are some things that we specifically do not fundraise for. So shirts, obviously, shirts aren't something that works towards your curriculum. It's just a benefit, so we don't fundraise for that. Camp, however, does tie in very explicitly with a lot of our units of study. It is a form of learning and connecting to our curriculum, and it can get really, really expensive. So that's the kind of thing that we fundraise for so that we can subsidize. You know, another thing that we try and fundraise for is swim scheme. It's very important in our society, in Australia, in our culture, that our kids know how to swim. We've got, you know, lots of refugees that have never learnt. It can get quite expensive, even with our Active Kids vouchers. It can get very expensive to go to swimming lessons. So, you know, these are the kinds of things that we want our kids to be able to achieve. It's in our curriculum, and really some of those skills you just can't learn if you're not in the water. So, you know, examples like that. So what I did in term 1 was I was kind of sick of chasing my tail throughout the year, going, oh my gosh, we haven't got enough money to subsidize. Camp is so expensive, or we forgot that, you know, there was an extra bus trip. Oh my gosh, how are we going to afford that? So term 1, I sat down with my team and I said, I want to blitz this in term 1. I want to get all the stage 3 stuff done in term 1 so that for the rest of the year, other grades can do fundraisers and we're not stepping on toes. SRC can do fundraisers and we're not going to impact them, and it's not going to be too much for our community. So once we hit about, I think it was week 3 or 4, we sent out a note to all of our families saying that Friday was going to be Fundraiser Friday. So every single Friday for the rest of the term, we were doing a fundraiser, so that you would need to remember your gold coin donation or whatever it was for that week. And then we listed all of the events for the term. So we're not doing a note every single week, one note slapped on the fridge for the entire term, on the school Facebook page, on the website, in the newsletter. So we did, this is my phone. One week we did a cake stall, and this was really good for us because our kids love cooking, and we've got ovens in our school. Plus, we've also got our farm where we have lovely fresh eggs. So all the kids needed to bring in was, cake mix or flour, some flavoring, whatever they wanted to bring in. And we put this onto the kids. We are fundraising for you. You guys need to contribute. So bring in a $2 packet of cake mix or something. And then the kids got to cook it up, and then the kids got to sell it. Now, obviously, we take into account allergies, all that kind of a thing, making sure everything's, down the narrow. We're very good with our health and safety and knowing who's allergic to what. And our kids are quite good at doing that too. So all of those things are covered. But the good part was the kids were actually contributing. It wasn't just putting out a note out there to all of our parents saying, hey, go out and buy stuff and bring it in so we can make money from it. Our kids were cooking and participating and saying, I want to give to my school. I'm going to feed my school, and they're going to contribute with a gold coin. The other one we did was spider drinks, and same thing, we put it on the kids. You guys have got to bring in the soft drink and the ice cream. Now, if you're one of my colleagues that's not from Australia, from around the world, a spider drink is soft drink. It's a soda, and then we put ice cream into it, and then it creates this really weird texture on stuff that's kind of reflective of a spider's web. And you just get a spoon or a straw, and you can eat it that way. So much sugar, so much. Which is why you do it on a Friday at the end of the day so they can go home on their sugar high. But, kids are bringing in all the ingredients, $1 a drink. All you're paying for is your plastic cups, unless you get some of the kids to bring in the plastic cups as well. Pure fundraising. Another one that we do is a disco/mufti day. So again, for my colleagues from around the world, mufti is where we come in plain clothes. The kids come in plain clothes for the day. So we wear uniforms. We have uniform policies. FYI, I love having uniforms. I think it's very equitable for all of our kids. Argue me if you want, that's fine. It's still going to be my position. And so the kids get to come out of uniform that day. Yes, we have limitations on, no swearing on logos or that kind of a thing, nothing inappropriate. We have a sun safety rule where the kids can't wear spaghetti straps. They need to have at least thick straps or a proper shirt because of sun safety rules here in Australia, but generally they come out of uniform. And we have a disco just in the school hall. You don't need to hire a DJ for this. You don't need anything special. Ask all of your older kids for song suggestions. And the easiest way to check the lyrics is obviously to just go Google song name lyrics. It will pop up straight away and you'll immediately see if there's anything inappropriate. That could be a literacy activity for some of your stage 3 kids is, censoring or proofreading the song choices that have come through. And then you just, put it up on YouTube, get one teacher in charge of making the song list. Not a hard problem. Your easy way to make money on this, though, is selling glow sticks. I kid you not, that's the money maker, glow sticks. And if you order them on eBay well in advance, they're so cheap. And, school, if you're in my system now, we have school P cards, purchase cards, and you can use them to purchase things on eBay. You talk to your office manager about how to do a journal out for the fundraising and everything. That will make you money. So we sell 3 glow sticks for $1. And you just get a teacher beforehand, right before the disco, to crack them all. So there's no risk of kids cracking them and getting the stuff everywhere. Have a risk assessment just in case someone does crack it and get in their eye or whatever. There's procedures to follow that. I have the little plastic bits on the end ready to go. So they're just on a table. Stick a couple of kids in charge of it. Tell the kids in charge you get a free glow stick for helping out. And 3 glow sticks, they pick the 3 colors, $1. So much money to be made in that. Every year we have to get more and more and more. And every year we've gotten to, maybe halfway in the disco and had to send a teacher out to just go to Big W and get some more glow sticks. So now we order a ton of them. That's where your money's made. Not the disco, the glow sticks. Next one we had was a guessing competition just with jelly beans in a jar. So the cost of that was the jar and the jelly beans. Great one we had was Splat the Teacher. So we had teachers volunteer. We had to purchase some sponges. We already had buckets. We fill it up with water, and then we had teachers volunteer to put their head through a cutout. So we had all of these wooden backdrops from, performances in previous years that had these holes already in them. And one was like a choo-choo train that had the carriages cut out. So teachers sit behind it, kids get to line up, soak the sponge with water and throw it at the teachers. Don't wear glasses when you're doing it. That killed. I wore my Colour Run sunnies for that and it got hit square on the nose, and the sponge didn't hurt, it was the glasses that hurt. So much fun though. The kids loved it. And you just charge a gold coin to have, 3 throws or something like that. And some teachers will line up to splat another teacher as well. So that was interesting. And then because we had all of those sponges, wash them out, The next thing we did was a car wash. Now the car wash, we did not involve the community in this. This was just teachers' cars. And all I did was I put it out to staff and said it's going to be $10 a car. Yes, that sounds a little bit expensive. No, they're not going to get a perfectly clean car, but that's not the point. The point is to fundraise and have some fun. So the year 5 and the year 6 kids were the ones washing the cars. We had, buckets of water, all the sponges. And then what I did was I set up the staff car park in a way and told teachers, if you're one of the ones getting your car washed today, you park in this area. And we zoned it off with cones and everything, wrote a risk assessment, and then the kids got to come out and wash the cars. And some cars they washed 3 times because they had forgotten they'd already washed that one, or some kid didn't get a turn, so they washed it again. So again, the cars weren't perfectly washed, but they got a clean car. Kids contributed, they did the work, and we raised some money from it as well. So those were really good. Other things that we've done, Bunnings Barbecue. Now, I'm sure Bunnings is nationwide. It's a hardware store, a huge hardware store, and every week they have a designated spot for a community barbecue. So they set you all up. They've got the barbecue there. They give you the gas, everything. You don't have to pay them. You have to follow all of their rules and regulations, and the rules are that you must charge $2.50 for a sausage sandwich. You're allowed to sell drinks. If you want to do other things, you have to get special rules. Like if you want to sell cakes and things like that, you've got to get permission to do that. But it's just so much easier if you just stick with sausage sandwiches. Here's the winner. Don't use bread. Don't use those square, flat, cheapo, no-name brand pieces of bread. Go and talk to a local bakery and get good, solid buns, like the hot dog style buns, the long ones. That will make you sell so much more. Easily $2,500. Easily. Every single time. But what you need to do is obviously to expand your profit margins is get donations. So talk to your local butchers, your local Woolies, local Coles. Talk to them and tell them it's for a school, it's for a cause, it's for the kids. This isn't about making, money to go and buy shoes. You're doing it for the kids. And they will donate, and they will donate you gift cards, and you can use the gift cards to go and buy the soft drinks. So that you're making more money this way, and you will make more money if you have those rolls. If you just have the plain sandwiches, the sandwich bread, not as many is going to sell. You're going to be left over with lots of sausages that are going to waste, and then that'll just be a pain. What we did do though is we tried to tie it in with other events that would also require sausage sizzles, like if it's Father's Day or NAIDOC Day or something like that. Try and make it as close to that as possible, so at least if you have leftover sausages from that day, you've got that next event coming that you can use them for. What else did I do? So we had a pink fundraiser day. So that could be any color. You pick a color and everyone wears that color. Footy colors, you could do it that way. Footy jersey day, and just gold coin donation for doing that. We've done a school swap mufti day. So that's when kids come in mufti, but the teachers come in a school uniform. So if some are not that far out of high school, they probably still have their old jerseys or something like that. So in Australia, we have a year 12 jersey that we wear. It's like tradition, we get it. Some get a jacket. So you can wear that, or, in your school, there's probably spare uniforms, and there's always gigantic uniforms that never fits any child, but they're there just in case, that might fit you as well. Or if you're, smaller than me, you'll just naturally fit it. Or you just go and get a polo shirt and a tie and make it look like you're in school uniform. The kids love that so much. It's so silly, but they just think it's hilarious. The coin challenge. So we've done the coin challenge where it's any coins. And you bring it in and we total up the value of it. So obviously the more gold coins you get, the better. I've seen other ones though, and someone else mentioned it on Facebook too, the 5-cent coin challenge, where you line them up. Some call it a snail challenge, the snail coin challenge. So you got to try and swirl the coins around so you get the biggest snail. And then obviously the money that you raise is what you raise. Trivia nights I've seen as well. So this could be for parents and community, or maybe just for your teachers, and they just pay for an entry fee, or there's a raffle on the night. That one can be a bit bigger to organize, but there's tons of trivia questions online. You can just pull them out, organize a night, have some nibblies, ask people to donate nibblies, and then it's just your team entry. Color run is the best. I love the color run. It's one of my favorite ones every year. Now there are companies out there that do this. I know there are schools that go and buy their powder. They try and organize rewards for their kids, but really just let a company do the work for you. They take a little bit of your profits, of your fundraising, to cover the cost of, prizes that they send the kids, the cost of, distribution of the pamphlets, of running the websites. Obviously there's a cost there involved. It's just so much easier. Just put your school and your name in, say how many kids they are. I honestly can't remember the name of the company now, and I'm really sorry that I can't. But they send us sunglasses for the kids, they send us the powder, and then all we do is we order extra powder because we go a little bit nuts with it because we love it. So we just order extra because we know teachers will get involved. We all, hit each other up with it. And then what we do is we organise an obstacle course. So it's not just running around randomly doing nothing. We have an obstacle course, a bit of a slip and slide, and the kids get to have fun that way doing it. And that's always lots and lots of fun. So some others that have been contributed by people online was a bingo night. So similar to a trivia night, I'm assuming, and running a bingo night. The golden heart. This was so cute. So a teacher drew a heart on the ground, I'm assuming in chalk or something like that. And then the kids had to fill it up with gold coins. And it was just so beautiful. Like, it just looked so pretty on the ground. And I'm sorry, but I can't remember whether that was a school fundraiser or if it was raising money for something else. I'm just looking in my gallery now to see the other screenshots I took of the other suggestions. Golden heart, that was that idea. Same, some people have just done ice cream day. So similar to the spider drinks, but ice cream. So just get ice cream cones, get some sprinkles, kids can decorate. Yay, get the kids to donate the ice cream cones and the ice creams, I guess, and sprinkles, and then that's lots of fun. Someone else has said colour run too. It's always lots of fun. Obstacle course day, just running in an obstacle course. This was an interesting one. Someone wrote, so this is Fiona. Thank you, Fiona, for it's clock in a box. So she wrote, find an old-fashioned alarm clock with a winder. At assembly, wind it up, put it in a box, sell times, like using tickets, sell the times that it could stop on, open it up in a week and see what time it stopped. Simple, inexpensive, exciting, and the potential to sell lots of tickets, especially if the clock has a second hand. So that's good. Another silver challenge, silver coin challenge, a rainbow walkathon. So I'm assuming that's similar to a color run, but it's a walkathon instead. Zuper Dupers. So Zuper Dupers are like, for my American friends, popsicles, but they're in a thin packet with razor sharp plastic that will cut your mouth if you put your mouth on it too far. So picture like a cordial flavored thing in a strip of plastic, and it's just frozen. So it's like a frozen stick. No paddle pop stick or anything at the bottom. So they get a bag for like $2.50 and they sell them for $1 each. So you get about $24 a bag. Normally you sell those things for about 40 cents at the canteen and still make a profit. So that's a good one. DIY photo booth. I like this one. A dunk tank. I saw this and I'm like, I want to do this one. The dunk tank. So they had a parent build a dunk tank and the kids paid to dunk people and to be the donkey. And they even got in one of our ex-prime ministers when he was a local member to participate in it. Other random ones: hairspray, face painting, chocolate coin toss, chocolate wheel, hit the target, spelling bee, a car boot sale, that's a good one. Pie drive, best decorated classroom for open night, I like that one. General raffle prizes, readathons. So there were lots of other ones that came in there. So hopefully that will set you up with some really good ideas. If you've got any other great ideas that hasn't been suggested, pop it in the comments below. Give this a thumbs up if you've taken away at least one idea that you could take back to your school and do some great fundraising. And remember, hit that subscribe button down below because I really want to tick over to 10,000 and prove my hubby wrong. He said I'm not a real YouTuber because I don't have 10,000 subscribers. Never actually trying to get to it, and I'm not trying to be a real YouTuber either, but I think it's funny that I'm close to hitting that mark. So either way, I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to put my subscribe button down here because I've said it, enough times now. Click on that. I'll put another video at the top there, and hopefully by next weekend my voice will be back properly and I won't sound so hoarse. Thanks guys. Bye.